Well. For better or worse, this is going to be a short comparison. And the jam you just saw was a death match, and so the loser will get sold. I did another review and shootout of these guitars earlier in the year. I'll put a link to that in the description. I also did a shootout between the Charvel DK and my Ibanez Prestige AZ2402, and that link will also be below. So let's get to it. They're both great guitars, but for my needs, one is just clearly better than the other. And if you noticed in the jam, one of them took all the hardest licks, and there's a reason for that. I just play better with it, and I think the tones are better. So let's start with the San Dimas, a rock and roll classic, no doubt. 22 frets, maple board, Floyd Rose, and a JB in the bridge. But it's heavy compared to the DK. It's bigger and bulkier. It doesn't have as much tonal range with just a three position switch versus a five in the DK. And to get the split coil type tones, you have this push pull knob here, which for me is much harder to access than the mini toggle switch on the DK. The DK, on the other hand, is light. Everything about it is smooth and ergonomic, like the shredder's heel on the back. It's got 24 frets. The Goto 510 bridge is just so much easier to deal with than the Floyd for me. And it's got 10 available tones with this five position switch. And then this mini toggle here, which is really easy to get to. And all of those tones are very usable. If you see my video comparison with this DK and the Ibanez AZ, I scroll through all of them. So other than the Floyd Rose, if that's your thing, it's not mine. There's just nothing that San Dimas does that's better for me than the DK. And when push comes to shove, what matters most is playability and tones. And I ended up using the DK on all of the harder sections of the solo and the jam I did because I just play them better. And the DK sounds better to me. So of the nine guitars I currently have, soon to be eight, the DK is one of my absolute favorites. And in the year or so I've had it, it's ended up on more recordings than any other guitar I have. Some are much more expensive. I think at 1,100 bucks retail, this thing is just one of the best values on the market. Um, and including guitars that are twice as much, like the Ibanez AZ, which is great. But if you see that video, if I had to pick one of the two, I ended up picking this one there as well. So that's it. The DK is absolutely the hands down winner on this. So sorry, San Dimas, you're good, but good isn't good enough in my shop. I hope you enjoyed this, and let me know if you have any questions.